Ladies and gentlemen, somebody who's kind of coached me in my real estate business for a while, who has definitely coached me as far as my personal growth, inspiration, recommended some great things and given me some very good advice, which you'll notice is always positive. Mr. Fred DeFalco. Fred, it's all yours.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hey, I have a quick question. How many of us ever really went into Thanksgiving and day off, time with the family, couldn't wait? And about 1 hour into the time around your family and all, things started going downhill. Let me see your hands. With like family matters or politics or religion, or someone burnt the turkey or someone dropped it on the floor, like happened to us 1 year after. So anyway, Thanksgiving and holidays, sometimes we go in with, hey, this is great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm grateful. And then all of a sudden life sets in and what happens. So anyway, I'm just going to give you some thoughts. I wanted to share a real quick video with you first. Let me share my screen. This is for you all. Happy Thanksgiving. This is for you all. It started at the, okay, here we go. That's for you. So how many of you in 2021 want to vow to be, not the turkey, but the eagle? Can you see that?
Yes.
All right. So anyway, I'm thankful for you, and I'm looking forward to this year being a part of your growth and working with you and helping you. And I just want to go over some great things for an attitude of gratitude. How many of you feel like you have an attitude of gratitude right now? Let me see your hands. All right, good. I was trying to get Andres's, where did it go? I had it right here. There we go. It disappeared on me. All right, attitude of gratitude. I just have one objective this morning, is to raise your level of thinking. And, Thanksgiving is the time to have an attitude of gratitude. How many of you, I didn't see your hands because I was trying to find the document. Let me see your hands again, or just put in the chat, I have an attitude of gratitude. Raise your hand. All right. So there's really only one true test of whether you really have a real deep attitude of gratitude, because I kind of take this attitude of gratitude. It's so easy to say, yeah, I have it, gratitude. But the real test is there perfect peace? And, if you don't have perfect peace, it's very difficult to be grateful. And we think we are, but then a little thing happens or someone brings up politics, like I say, around the family setting. And before you know it, what happened to that expectation we had for our Thanksgiving dinner and our time with our family? So an attitude of gratitude is just like peace. Only those who remember they know nothing and who are willing to learn everything will learn it. This idea of that we know nothing. How many times are you sitting around and ready to say something? It happened to me yesterday. Just as I arrived, I was having lunch with my daughter and my two grandkids, and just got here. It was so exciting and wonderful. And just as my daughter was saying something and I started to say something, I started in my head to go into an opinion of what she was saying. And all of a sudden it clicked. I went, wait a minute, I don't know anything. I better really get a better feel, because then I was more grateful who she truly was than what I was thinking about what she was saying. So all kind of things in test, only those who remember they know nothing and who are willing to learn everything will learn it. And so the true truth of everything, do we have peace at every moment, and true peace? So the real life question I want to challenge you on going into your holiday, and whether you have an attitude of gratitude, when we get this real life question solved in our own head. So what I'd like to do is have you take your telephones just for a moment, open up your text messages. I don't want to put this in the chat, because this real life question gets very personal sometimes. I've done entire seminars on this one question. You got your text open, ready to send me a text? Type my number in your text message, 561-702-3757. 561-702-3757. I want you to send me a text. It can be one word. If it needs to be, 2 or 3 words, that's fine. but I'm going to ask you the real life question. And like I said, I've done 2 hours on this one question. If you got your text message open, you're ready. Send me the immediate answer that comes to your mind. 1 word, 2 words, a few words, whatever it takes to describe it. If God is supposed to be good, and if you're uncomfortable saying God, some people are, if life is supposed to be good, or if the universe is supposed to be good, if God is supposed to be good, why am I so blank? Type me your message. If God is supposed to be so good, why am I so? You're thinking, don't think. First thing comes to your mind. Okay. Okay. Very good. All right. Okay. Okay. This is why I said I wanted to do it by text, because this happens every time. And I didn't want to put this in a chat. This is always incredible to me. And so how can we have an attitude of gratitude when it's so difficult so many times to answer this real life question? And I'm just going to read some of them to you. And now keep in mind, my objective is not to start our Thanksgiving off or our holidays off in a sad note, and I'm not. A lot of times when you come trying to get people to raise their level of thinking, I had just one of my dear associates say to me the other day, Fred, don't discourage me. And I wasn't discouraging her. I was trying to raise the level of thinking, and she felt it as an attack or that a discouragement. And it's because this real life question, I'm going to read you these answers, is not settled with us. And it's so difficult to have a attitude of gratitude. Here's some of the answers. If God is so good, why am I so alone? If God is so good, and I'm reading literally off the text, why am I so sad? If God is so good, why am I so fat? If God is so good, why am I short? If God is so good, why am I so hurting with pain? Somebody else, why? If God is so good, why am I so sad? Somebody else wrote, why am I afraid to step out? Someone else wrote, why am I so bad? Someone else wrote, why am I so untrustworthy? And someone wrote, why am I so fearful all the time? So it's amazing, this real life question. So an attitude of gratitude, you don't have it until you have perfect peace, until we can really get to the point is where when we come to this question, if God is so good, or if life is so good, or if the universe is so good, why am I so, and this can go away. And then this never becomes the question again. So let me just address that, because this attitude of gratitude is much deeper. I'm trying to raise your level of thinking. Peace and understanding go together and can never be found alone. It each brings to the other with it. For it is a law, just like the law of gravity. They can't be separate. They are cause and effect to each other. Now, usually cause and effect is you have a cause and then you have an effect. But when it comes to this peace and understanding of that, we can answer that question, that real life question. They both are cause and they both are effect, and they go together. So they are cause and effect, each to the other. So where one is absent, the other cannot exist. And so you can never get to where you have that true attitude of gratitude. It'll be there temporarily. And then as soon as someone brings up a subject around the turkey dinner that you don't like, almost like at my first luncheon, I hadn't been with my grandkids for 4 months. And yesterday I almost said something because I'd made a judgment because I thought I knew, and it would have ruined the peace of the moment. And instead I went, I don't know anything. I got to listen. And I looked at my daughter's eyes while she was talking. And then I realized, had I said something, I was wrong. And it would have ruined the peace, and I would have had no gratitude, an attitude of gratitude, and she wouldn't have had toward me already, just the first luncheon. So it's interesting. So the attitude of gratitude as we go into to our Thanksgiving dinners and our family time, and especially the holiday, because the holiday should all be about peace. Peace is the only true test. So as soon as you say something As soon as you do something, as soon as you start to think something and it's not a peaceful thought, then I want you to stop for a moment, because I want you to be able to be so grateful, and you can't be grateful without this. So peace is the only true test. All that you desire is peace and nothing else. Once we get to a point in our life, that's all I want is peace and nothing else. Whenever you think you know, peace is going to depart from you. So when you feel peace is going, that's because you think you know. Whenever you think you know, peace will depart from you because you abandoned the teacher of peace. And the teacher of peace is whenever you fully realize that you know not, then peace will come back. So don't go to your dinner tables or to your family time thinking you know anything. You don't know anything other than you want peace and peace only. Because that's when the gratitude will just flow and flow and flow. Because again, that's the true test is peace. So I really want to help you get to this attitude of gratitude. And in 2021, that we are flying with the eagles and not being turkeys and around on the ground and pecking at the ground and all those kinds of things. So just a thought for the holiday, this whole idea of attitude of gratitude is that it's all about peace. As soon as you sense you're not at peace with yourself. So now how can we get there? How can we get there when we answer these questions? Is that we have got to seek peace and peace only. And, where these things start, we realize a lot of what we answer that question with, they're illusions, and that it is already within us. For instance, when someone says, why am I so sad? Why am I so fearful? Why am I so somebody else lonely? Why am I so untrustworthy? You're not. It's all that's in there. You're already trustworthy. It's in. But we've been taught to live from the outside in. So we got to bring that out. I'm just coming off that 4 days of Tony Robbins of Unleash the Power Within, in the same message that it's already there. So when you go and celebrate your family time and your Thanksgiving time, that peace is already there. That trust, that being trustworthy, and that peace is already. There's no fear there, except it's all what we learned. It's all illusion. So it's all of that, again, that mindset. And I want to get you to where there's perfect peace in your life, because it's all inside, and we just got to learn how to tap it in 2021. For example, COVID. This was a big play in Unleash the Power these past 4 days. How this attitude of gratitude, even with COVID, we can make a list, and we don't want to take the time now because of everyone's schedules. But oh my gosh, they posted, and you're talking about thousands of people were in this. All the groups were broken out. My group, there were about 400, and there were like 50 groups or something. It was crazy. But people started putting in their text messages or in their chat, talk about some good news of COVID. What has it done for you? And you brought tears to your eyes to watch how many list of the good things that COVID has caused. So everything serves us. And that was a big emphasis too, is that life is not happening to us, it's happening for us. And I'm glad I did these text messages. So throughout, the year, we're going to address each of these and help us all to raise our level this year, and to be able to fly high like the eagle and not walk around like a bunch of turkeys in 2021. So enjoy your Thanksgiving. We'll open it up to discussion right now. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, and let's just have one thing. And remember, what's the test? If you're not feeling peace, then you don't have the attitude of gratitude. So just take a moment, take a breath, and listen more. Be very genuine. And when you're talking to your loved ones, look them in the eyes. Pay more attention to their eyes and to their inward part, and not what their outward part is, and really try to connect and have that attitude of gratitude this Thanksgiving. Okay. So let's open it up. Open it up. Anybody?
Kind of amazing, the responses from all of us that you saw in there, that there's a lot of, it's very easy to go with what's the problem, what's wrong. I hate to use this term because I hate it, the negative side of it. Fred, when you're doing this experiment, do you see that if you rephrase that question, that you find people are genuinely grateful for things as well? Or is it, well,
yeah, but what's interesting is, good, and I'm glad you're bringing that up, George. It's a great point. And I want everyone to hang up before we leave is that true test, is there a piece? And for instance, when Tony Robbins asked the question, how many of you tell me something good that happened with COVID? I got out of a job that I hated for 14 years. I was stuck with it. And I finally was forced out of it, and bang, 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 bang. So there is that side of it for sure. Mm-hmm. However, our lives, we usually walk around with more of the, because that's the way we're trained, is that the fearful, the untrustworthy, the bad, the afraid to step out, the hurting with pain, the short, the sad, the fat, the alone, why am I such a complainer? Why am I so imperfect? Is that's what most of us, and we all, I mean, I've been practicing from, many years now. Still, it's that ego that wants to defeat us. It's that outside in type of living that we've been trained to do. So when we learn this more and more and more, and commit ourselves to that one thing, and that is peace and peace only, and not knowing, that's the key. We don't know anything, but yet we know that the driver in front of us is a son of a gun because he doesn't know how to drive. We know that that person dressed like that. What was she thinking, or he thinking? Or, we walk around in our lives like we know something. And then once we get to the point we know nothing, and that life is happening for us, not to us, then that's when this absolute peace comes, and it returns to us. So you're right. We have a lot of things that we're grateful for, but it's the overall, how much are we at perfect peace? If you took the 24 hours or the 12 hours, 18 hours or 20 hours, you're awake or whatever it is, how much are we at perfect peace? The way you go to sleep at night, the way you wake up with your first thought. What was your first thought this morning? How many of you had perfect peace when you woke up? So that's your test.
I did.
That is the real test.